Hello, everyone. This is Vivian, one of your librarians, and I want to welcome you to my session today. And the session today will cover investigating the role of women and African Americans during the Civil War and the Reconstruction. So, our starting point is the library's webpage, which is www.southwest.tn.edu/library. Now, the first thing I need you to understand about this assignment is make sure that you ask questions so that you fully understand what is expected from you, that you have a good idea of how many resources you need to locate, and if you're writing a paper, how long your paper actually needs to be. Please keep in mind that when you view this video, it would be best for you to view it in full screen view for the best viewing possible. On the library's webpage, I am going to our databases page. In order to access our databases remotely, your Southwest username and password will be required. So if by chance you don't remember your username and password, or if it has expired, please contact a staff member or the help desk for assistance. I plan to show you a couple of databases that can be used for this assignment. If you happen to forget how to access them, but you remember the titles, you can always visit our A to Z resource page and access them from there. My first place to start would be the category of biographies. So when I expand it, you'll see we have a listing of databases, which are our paid subscriptions, and a listing of recommended websites, which may be used also. So I am going to biography, Gale in context. Now, I was online earlier, so it is not asking me again for my Southwest username and password, but that would be what would happen for you the first time that you log on. Now, let's say that I wasn't sure of any names of people that I can perform research on in order to find information. This particular database will help you with that. So I need you to perform the search exactly as I'm about to show you. I want you to enclose in quotation marks the word Civil War. I want to close my quotations and women. And because I will perform this several times, I'm simply copying it so I don't have to type it in again. And what is happening now is that based upon what I've typed in, the computer is trying to provide me with a list of people that may possibly have some connection. So I've typed in Civil War and women, and now I'm searching. So under showing results for, I have 411 biographies, which will allow me to find information on people. I have images. I have magazine articles that will discuss this topic. I have academic journals, which are more scholarly type publications, video clips, an official website, primary sources, audios I can listen to, 9 reference books, and over 1,000 newspaper articles. So this is a good place to start. So as I scroll down, the first category deals with biographies. Now, of course, in order to see the entire listing of 411, I could just simply select this heading. And as I scroll down to look at my listings, just by reading through a couple of sentences, I can see where Civil War is listed. I know that this is a female, so this is a good person that I may want to actually start with looking at. Some of the other people that will be listed may be people who have written stories about that particular era. So everyone will not be somebody that you can actually do research on. This person seems to have been a physician for the Union Army. So if I wanted to perform my research on this person, I would just simply select the name. I have tools at the top and tools in the middle section. So depending on what style your paper should be done in, we can cite our resources in APA 6, MLA 8, Chicago 17th. This is actually coming from the Encyclopedia of World Biography. I have the ability to translate this into multiple languages. I could change the font size. I can listen to this. If you have a Google or Gmail account, you can send this to your Google Drive. You can send this to the Microsoft OneDrive. You could send this to another email address you may have, and then we have the ability to download this information. So you just got a couple of quick facts here, and then I have the full text information that I can actually read. Full text information about this person. As I scroll back up, if I need additional information under related subjects, I could just simply select their name. And now I can see that I have 7 biographies, I have an image, I have 3 news articles, and I have 1 magazine articles. Okay, so this is how you can at least start by finding the name of someone. Closing this database out. My next category, as I scroll down, would be the category of electronic books. Under electronic books, I am selecting ProQuest eBook Central. So we will be able to read the entire content of the books in this particular database. Certain times of the day, my computer tends to slow up just a little bit, so hopefully it will open quickly so that I'll be able to show you how to use this site. Now that the page is loaded, now keep in mind we're also dealing with African Americans and the Civil War, so you can easily change up your search strategy a little bit. But right now we're just dealing with Civil War and women. Now, of course, I just simply perform a basic search. So all of these books may or may not give you information that you can use. But the first one is entitled African American Women During the Civil War. I am sure that all of the books that are listed in this results list will not be something that you can use. But if I wanted to look at this particular book, I would just simply select the title. I have bibliographic information about the book. I can see how many pages I can actually print. And when I am ready, I can just simply select Read Online. This will now load the book for me. The table of contents shows up over to the left-hand side. This is the cover of the book. You have tools across the top that you can use. I can either scroll down to go from one page to the other, or I can use my navigational arrows at the top to go from one page to the other. So the entire contents of the books are here for you. And this is ProQuest eBook Central. We're closing this out. The next place I am going is ethnic gender. Under ethnic gender, I am selecting American Women's History Online. And when this loads up, I want you to see that we have a module that's entitled Women in the Civil War, 1861 through 1899. So another thing to keep in mind is you need to find out what date range that you're actually dealing with. So if I simply select this, this will load up information that I can actually view. So as I scroll down, you can see it talks about some different roles, nurses, Confederate women, and you could get some ideas from here that you can use as you further your research. Over to the right-hand side, you have your tags. So if I wanted to go directly to African Americans in the Civil War, I could do that from here. As you can see, it lists Harriet Tubman, so you could get information about her here also. As I scroll back up, let's just perform our original search to see where that leads us. Okay, we have a listing of articles. I can look at primary sources, I have images, and I have news articles. So it actually has a results list of 2,807. Of course, everything will not be something that you can use. But as I look at my results, I could see Northern women during the Civil War, African American women during the Civil War, Southern women during the Civil War, women in the Civil War. So there is a listing of things that I could possibly use. And over to the right-hand side, if I select biography, I can once again get a listing of some women that may have some connection. As I look at some of these names, of course, they will not, but some of the names, you may be able to use as people to gather information about. I'm closing this out. The next place I'm going under the same heading is Oxford African American Studies Center. And when it loads up, we will perform the same search. And I'm waiting to see how many results we actually have. 1,106 results. Once again, keep in mind, everything may not be something that you can actually use. But as I just simply look through my information, I do see that the word Civil War is displaying. So I know that there are some things here that will be helpful. And it shows me where this originally appeared. So if I wanted to possibly research this person, I would just simply select her name. It provides me with information that I could read here, and then I could also go back and just simply perform a search on this person's name and get additional information. I'm closing this out. My next category will be the category of history. Under history, we're going to the History Reference Center and performing my search. I have 728 results. Everything in this particular database is not full text, so the first thing you need to do is to limit it by full text, which brings which brings my results list down to 661. So as we are looking through our results, you're provided with your title. You're provided with the author's name and the source that it came from. And I have an option of a PDF full text, which if I select this, I will now see the scanned version of this as it's simply loading up. And see, this happens to be a book review. So this will possibly not be something that I could use. But sometimes that happens. So let's just simply go back to our results list and let's try to select another one. And we will select this one. This happens to be reading the Civil War Diaries. And once again, I have a book review. So just keep in mind when it comes to research, everything that looks good by title may not actually be something that you can use. I do want to point out that your tools are provided over to the right-hand side, and other articles that appeared in this particular journal are available for you in digital format also. I'm closing this up. I also want to go to the U.S. History Gale on file. As this opens up, I will perform my search here. And I'm not sure if you saw, there was an option that says Civil War and the Reconstruction. So taking that, we may just want to add on and women. Definitely, you don't want to do just a keyword search with all of those terms, because the likelihoods of you're getting something that will really help you will be far-fetched. Okay, so never just try to do a basic keyword search. So I have 1,587 results. For magazines, I have over 2,000 academic journals. I have books. I have newspaper articles, images, and video clips. Everything is already filtered by full text. So let's just kind of scroll down to see what I'm actually given. And I'm just basically looking over the titles to see if anything just kind of stands out. So with this particular one, the title is Bread or Blood. Armed women took to the streets to protest against Confederate injustice. You have your author's name. This is the source that it came from. You have the date that it was published. It tells you the total number of words. This happens to be an excerpt, and then you have the reading level. And if this is something that you would like to investigate, you would just simply select the title. The full text displays for you. And then you can also look over to the side where it says more like this to see if there's anything else that may be similar that you can use. We're closing this up. My last category when it comes to researching will be the category of multimedia. I suggest that you look at the Master Academic Collection and Academic Video Online Premiere. So this is the one that I am selecting. There are over 77,000 videos available in this collection. And I want to perform my search. And I'm not sure if these will be videos that you will want to look at, but I can see this is entitled The Civil War Journal, Women at War. I see The Secret War, Civil War Spies. So, and then I see Lost Civil War Prisons in Georgia. So, there may be some videos here that can give you some information that you can actually gather from them also. I simply want to close this out. Now, also, you are supposed to write some type of report or some type of paper. I quickly want to go back up to the category of grammar and just point out, not really go into this in details, under recommended websites. I suggest that you use the Thesis Builder to help you create a strong thesis statement. You would just simply need to populate this chart with the answers and click on Build the Thesis. We actually have videos that will actually walk you through using this product. After you have written your first draft, what I suggest you do is you go to Grammarly, which will proof your papers for you before you turn it into your instructors. In order for you to use Grammarly, you need to use this registration page in order to create an account. It asks for your name. You must use your Southwest email. You create your password. And when you click on sign up, an email goes to your Southwest email, and you need to complete the validation process and wait for your welcome message. You will copy and paste whatever you have written into Grammarly. Grammarly will proof it for grammatical errors, spelling errors, and also plagiarism. And it will give you suggestions of how to correct any mistakes that it has noted. Also, keep in mind that you may want to work with the tutor in the Academic Support Center also. Okay, I have one more thing that I want to show you. I'm going back to the library's homepage, and on our homepage, we have something called SOAR, which is our discovery service. So let's see how SOAR works. I'll paste in my topic. SOAR will bring together any print resources and any electronic resources we have on the topic. So now we're just waiting to see how many results it actually found for Civil War and women. 970,252 results. This number is so massive until I do want to narrow this down just a little bit. So over to the left-hand side, I'm selecting full text online if you know that you don't want any print resources. You can select between content types, and I just want to select maybe journal articles, more scholarly type publication. And then I can select by publication year. So let's select the last 5 years. And my results list is down to 15,557. So if you would like to use any of these, you're provided with your title, you have your author's name, you have the source, you have a couple of sentences pulled from your source that is available, and then you have tools that are provided over to the right-hand side. So as you're scrolling through this, if you see something that you're interested in that you really would like to learn more about, just simply select the title and just wait for the full text of this to actually display for you. And over to the left-hand side, I can select HTML full text, and I have the full text. So this is how the discovery service actually works. Okay, so I hope when you start on this assignment that you'll be able to work successfully, but if by chance you have any questions, remember on the library's homepage, you can always go to instant message us to see if we are online, or you can go to Ask a Librarian and use one of these methods to reach back out to us for assistance. I hope that this has been clear and that you understood everything and that you don't have any problems when you start on this assignment. I am about to stop sharing my screen and I wish you luck on this assignment. Have a great day.